Hello, Internet. Have I got something today to fix? I'm going to be fixing some chicken and biscuits. And what you see here in front of you is all you need. And I've got it separated into three groups based off of when it goes in. Now, I've decided in this video that I'm not going to take the camera and then go over there and try to negotiate camera with doing something, because I could never keep the camera on what I was looking. Anyway, I'm just going to do this part where I show you and what I got, the ingredients and how much of each. And again, I'll put this recipe down there in the description box. But I figured I'd just lay it out, the ingredients needed. We're going to start with the old cast iron skillet over there. Not the skillet, but the big saucepan. Let me show that to you. This here is what I like to cook my biscuits and chicken and biscuits in. That's a big old saucepan. That would knock you out. Cameraman Kevin gave this to me when his dear mother passed away. I guess she had two of these, so he asked if I would want one. I said, sure, I'm always up for cast iron. So this is what I fix it in. And you can see how deep that thing is, and it'll be just about to the top. But I thank him for this, because this is a fine cooking utensil here. So let me put that over here. So what I'm going to do, starting off, about a tablespoon of butter. That's going to go in the skillet. It's not a skillet, it's a saucepan, a big saucepan. It's going to go over there. And once it melts, I'm going to throw in about a cup of onions. Now, once those onions get cooked down, I'm then going to pre-mix these ingredients before dumping it in. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. About 2 tablespoons of this Jamison Jamison chicken base, a can of chicken broth or chicken stock, 1/4 cup of milk, and a 1/4 cup of flour. Now, once those onions and stuff get cooked down, all of this gets mixed together in a bowl, and once it's all mixed up, then that goes in with the onions, and that will cook maybe about 2 minutes until that juicy stuff has thickened up. And once it's thickened up, then turn off the stove. Get you some peas and carrots. And the recipe says thawed, and these aren't thawed yet. So thawed peas and carrots, put that in the skillet with all this mix. And over here on the stove, you see the stock pot going. I'm over there boiling some chicken breasts. And I believe this recipe called for a 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. And when I was at the store, all they had, the smallest amount they seemed to have, was about 2¼ pounds. So I got 2¼ pounds. So I've got too much chicken in it. Well, you can never have too much chicken. I'd rather it to be hearty and full of stuff rather than to be just thin and watery with nothing going on in there. So I've got those 3 chicken breasts over there boiling, and once they get cooked, I'm going to put them out over there on the cutting board, and instead of cutting them into pieces, I like to take 2 forks and I shred it across the grain. So you have a lot of fibrous chicken muscle, that's the tissue that's in there. You don't have the little pieces. It's like every bite you take, you're going to have chicken. And that's what I like about the shredding part. So the peas and carrots will go into this, as well as the chicken, and then that gets all stirred up and mixed up. And then for the final thing, I got you get a tube of biscuits. And this is 8 big biscuits, it says. And the way I like to put these on top is I'll pop that tube, take out about 3 biscuits, and then quarter them. Cut them into quarter-sized pieces. I do 3 at a time, so I'm not doing 1 biscuit at a time. Once all those are quartered, then you place those quartered pieces of biscuits on top of the mix that's in the saucepan. And I've discovered that these 8 big biscuits, it covers the entirety of that top surface perfect. I mean, there's no space that you can look down through and see what's underneath. So that works out real well. Okay, the next thing you're going to see is the finished product, because again, I'm not going to go over there and do all of the stove stuff. Also, I want to give a tribute here at the end. So I'll get started on this and we'll see what it turns out to be. Well, the chicken and the biscuits are finished. I just took them out of the oven about 5 minutes ago, and it looks like I should have taken them out about a minute early. Those are just a little bit browner than I like, but I'm sure I can eat.